Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Alex. Um, I know lately, I've been doing like rant videos and stuff like that, but today I wanted to focus more on an informative video, on a video that I do believe you guys would like. Um, I know that there's a lot of, fanboyism going on, this day and age about which is better in the console wars, which is better in gaming in general, fucking Xbox or fucking PS4 or PC for the fucking win. It doesn't fucking matter. Just listen to me. I want to talk about this because shout out to Hood Gamer 3 for showing me this video. I'll have a link to his YouTube page below. Um, he showed me, he actually sent me a message with a link to a video that was made 4 months ago by the Clever Noobs. I don't know if you guys know about them yet, but I'll have a link also to their channel down below. And 4 months ago, these guys made a very informative video. If you want to actually you know actually listen to the whole 30-minute video that they have about the whole gaming industry in general, yeah, I would recommend it. I'm going to try to shorten mine as much as possible. Um, like I said, I'll have a link to them below, and their video is called "Is the Gaming Industry Crashing Again?" And which found me kind of odd because I've never experienced a whole gaming crash, but that was because it happened before I was even born. All right. Um, so I wanted to talk to you guys about you know the gaming industry in general in the 80s and like how we today are seeing the same thing. All right. Um, you guys know that Atari, not Activision. I'm sorry, Atari, right? They were the big head honchos back in the early 80s, right? Um, well, what we didn't know, what a lot of people don't know, and it's because there's a lot of kids this came out in the early 80s, so there's probably a lot more kids, a lot more kids playing consoles now than adults like me who are 25 and fuck it, right? I wanted to talk to you guys about the video game crash of 1983, and I'll have some links, and I'll have a link on the description below of the information where I found it. It starts out by talking about in 1983 the video game bubble created during the golden age, which late 70s, early 80s was the golden age, of the gaming industry. All right, they were racking up fucking mass amounts of money. Um, but in '83, they were Atari, the main the big publisher that they were, reported a $536 million loss in 1983. And a lot of people don't know this, but a lot of shitty ass games came out. A lot of shitty ass games came out for the Atari, and the reason they came out for the Atari was because they were having companies like Quaker and fucking companies like Purina making these fucking shitty ass games for the gamer in general. All right, um, like I know you guys heard about the whole ET game, and how big of a failure it was because a lot of these companies, especially Atari, cranked out games like so fast, that developers didn't have time to actually put their time in it and actually do something with their game, right? They were cranked out fast and not given enough time to work on it. Hmm, where have I heard that from? That's right, EA. They want to crank out their games because they're on a strict schedule and they want to fucking throw gamers these fucking games that aren't even fully completed. All right. I know I got off topic there, but then because the video game industry, the console industry was getting hurt, a lot of people resorted into going to PC gaming, which today, it's happening now. A lot of people are turning, instead of staying with the consoles themselves, they're actually going to Steam and all that, buying these games from them because they're cheaper. They're not fucking, they're actually pretty. They're done, so they're actually pretty full games. You're pretty much paying for a game that's worth it. That's worth the money that you're paying for. All right, and I wanted to talk about this because you know, like I said, in '83 they had that crash, but before '83 happened, there were actually the market itself for console gaming was actually $5 billion. It was like a $5 billion revenue. Sorry, and a lot of people don't realize that even now today there's a big. I mean, the video game industry itself it's pretty big, and a lot of people are trying to capitalize on it. But just like in '83, when they were cranking out money, because a lot of people weren't buying their product, they were cranking out games that were crappy, that were just god awful, horrible, and a lot of consumers spoke with their wallet. They went and changed the fucking PC gaming, and who saved the industry? Who saved the gaming industry alone? The motherfucking the people who saved the industry was Nintendo. The one person right now today that we're scrutinizing so much, and I understand why people have that love and that passion for Nintendo because the video game industry was crap. It was crap, and 1985 Nintendo came out, and they were like, we're gonna advertise this as a toy, not as a console, because a lot of people still had that resentment, still had that fucking hatred towards consoles because of Atari's fault. Because of Atari fucking making people believe that consoles were fucking the devil, it was up to Nintendo. And Nintendo advertised it so good, their advertisement was so good, and the games that they were cranking out for their console was actually so good that the whole video game industry, the whole console industry was revived. And a lot of people do not know this. A lot of people do not understand that, you know, why a lot of people love Nintendo today. And, me personally, I played a Nintendo. That was my very first console I ever played. And, knowing that Nintendo, actually did something good. And even today, they're getting scrutinized, they're getting down talked and played, but in a way, they deserve it. They deserve to be down talked and all that stuff, but it's because they're trying to catch up to all these major companies out there that are cranking out games fucking so fast, they're actually charging gamers to pay for downloads and stuff like that. They're earning more revenue that way. They're earning more revenue. And I know a lot of people are like, well, they just need to make games. Well, yeah, they need to make games, but at the same time, they actually make full games. And I've yet to play a Nintendo game where I need to buy some downloadable content to in order for me to actually play the full experience game. Um, I know this is going on to a rant. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. Forgive me. But I just wanted to throw it out there. That the gaming industry now, the way it's looking like in 1983 when Atari, the big head honcho, which Microsoft and Sony right now are the big head honchos, and Nintendo's in the background like just waiting. And I'm telling you why they're just waiting. All right, this Atari was cranking out games from people who weren't even known for games. All right, um, who would buy a Quaker game? Who would buy a game made from Purina? I mean, that's unheard of from today. But right now, what the video game industry is doing is they're cranking out games to the gamers, and they're making you pay extra money for to get the full experience of one game. All right, and that's the only reason why some of these companies are staying afloat. Now, if companies today were to take a lesson from the history, from the past of what Atari did, all they did was crank out games, expecting the masses to fucking pay for those games so they can actually, stay afloat. But consumers spoke with their wallets and they went with PC gaming. And then in '85, Nintendo did them right. But right now, the way the industry is looking like, it's looking like it's going to another crash. Because if EA is truly going to charge $80 a game, $80 a game, and all these other companies like Activision and freaking Blizzard and well, not BioWare, um, I don't know, all these other companies that make all these other games, right? If they follow suit, you will see a lot of people speak with their wallet and not buy it. Me personally, if games get to $80, I will not buy another console game. I will not buy another console, period. There is no reason why we should be charged, why Sony and Microsoft should rush these publishers, should rush these people to make half-ass games and throw them to you like Atari did back in the 80s. Is it looking like the video game industry might crash? It kind of looks like it. And a lot of people are going to hate me for it because, they're like, "Oh no, consoles will stay afloat, we will stay arise," because they're going to charge you out of the ass for games that aren't even fully completed and expect you, the consumer, to pay the fucking $10, $15 extra to get that content to finish to have the game finished. And a lot of people are just going to say enough is enough. And I can see right now, I just read an article on Yahoo called what fucking analysts believe the Xbox One, PS4, and the Wii U fucking consoles won't sell as much. And I believe it. I do believe that if things keep going the way they are, a lot of people are going to be turned away from consoles. I'm not going to say everybody, all right? I'm not going to say everybody. But when you lower the standard of your games and expect people to keep paying full price for a half-ass game and expect them to fucking pay even more money for the whole experience, then one of these days people are going to take that and they're going to turn around and they're going to walk away with their wallet that's full of fucking money. They're going to put it in their pocket and they're going to walk away from these consoles. And I'm telling you right now, within the next 8 years, if shit keeps going downhill like this, gamers will talk and they will talk with their money and they will be big. And all you will hear in the news is fucking, instead of global news like we should be hearing today, all you're gonna hear is, "Oh well, the fucking cost of consoles, is going down and all that," because they'll want you to buy their games. The fucking gaming industry in general, what you're gonna hear in the news is the gaming industry in general is failing, and a lot of people are going to PC gaming, which surprises me because um, I just watched a video not too long ago from Review Tech USA, and it was talking about them, how PCs in general are not being bought as much. And I can understand that, a lot of people don't want to buy PCs because they have laptops and stuff out now that they could take with them. But if the video game industry fails, and it starts to fail big time, you're going to see an increase of PCs being bought and being built and all that, alright? What's my take on this? I'm telling you guys, I didn't make this for the hatred of a console, because like I said, I'm a fucking gamer. That's what I do. I like to play fucking video games. All right. All my life, fucking me personally, I moved around a lot, so I didn't have fucking best friends and all that bullshit. All right. I grew up by myself, and the only thing that kept me afloat, that kept me fucking sane, was video games. And I don't give a fuck, like me personally though, if the video game industry keeps cranking out these god awful games and charging us out of the ass for half completed games, it's gonna get to the point where gamers are gonna turn around. Me personally, I'm going to turn around with my wallet. I'm gonna say fuck them and I probably will go to PC gaming. And I'm not a big PC gamer because of the fact that I'm just don't I personally just didn't like don't like PCs. I just don't. You know, I have a laptop for everyday usage. What I use it for, fucking school and stuff. Like I don't have this big $1,200 or $400 fucking machine, that uses a mouse and stuff like that out there. And I have a fucking small ass laptop. I have a Samsung laptop that cost me $350. Gets me what I need to do every day. Um, but if the video game industry keeps going the way it is, it's gonna go downhill just like Atari did in '83, and they're gonna fucking be hurting, and they're gonna be fucking begging gamers to come back. And you know, it's sad really because I personally love consoles. I love to play console games, but you know, if they're gonna keep cranking out shitty ass games for us to play, and a lot of franchises, that's why you have a lot of these video game companies like fucking Xbox and fucking PlayStation 4, these console companies, my bad, have those franchises because they know consumers will come back to them and they will buy it with open arms. And they will buy with open arms. And that's why they keep cranking out these games. All right. Um, they have they're coming out with crappy ass games, and if it doesn't change, it's gonna go downhill. And who's going to save the day? I don't know if Nintendo will save the day again, but it's getting hard for them to actually stay afloat with all these like companies, taking in like mass amounts of freaking profit because of their downloadable content and stuff like that. But like I said earlier, I haven't seen Nintendo really like go the path of like downloadable content. They've actually stayed true and gave us full games, which is something that I still applaud Nintendo even today. A lot of people will hate on Nintendo, but Nintendo is actually a company that still cares. They still care about the gamers. I understand they need to come out with better games. I understand they need to come out with franchises that'll appeal to the gamers today, because you know Nintendo needs to build a fan base again, because a lot of people still love them from the '80s when they came back and fucking fist swinging and they fucking won, but they need to come back again, just like they did in the '80s, and make games that gamers today will like. I know a lot of people like first person shooters. Me personally, I fucking hate Call of Duty. I would not fucking buy another fucking Call of Duty game as long as I fucking live. Alright? But that's what gamers like. You know? And Nintendo needs to take account that, you need to build a fan base again. You need to have that revenue come in so you can do better. Alright? Nintendo needs to come out with better games. If fucking gaming industry keeps fucking us out of the ass with these massive amount of fucking money that we're spending on fucking half completed games, then there's no way that they will stay afloat. They need to give the developers time. EA especially, motherfucking EA needs to give their developers time to come out with a good game, that people will like and not fucking hate, and I have to charge fucking DLCs out of the ass. They need to come out with a better game, and they need to give their developers time to finish the game. So, in general, my whole statement today is we as gamers need to realize that the gaming industry is fucking us dry. And if they keep doing it, a lot of people are going to turn away from the consoles themselves. Just like people did with Atari back in '83, and the video game fucking industry went fucking way downhill because of shitty ass games like fucking Purina and fucking Quaker were making. We need to fucking realize that people, our wallets are the things that talk to the developers. They talk to the publishers. And if we show them that we are not going to put up with this shit anymore, that we're not going to put up with fucking paying absorbent amount of money for half-finished games just to fucking pay more money for the finished product, we got to stand up. And if it means going on strike, if it means striking against the consoles, then we need to do that. So that's my take on it. I'll have links and descriptions below on the articles and the things that I used. Thank you guys for watching this video. I told myself I was going to try to make it long, but it seems like I'm the 21-minute mark. But thank you very much for listening. Have a great day. Think about what I said. Do the research yourself and see how the video game industry back in the 80s is looking like today and compare them. Alex out.